Okay, so I've reviewed the three Airbourne albums, so it's time to do what I said I was going to do afterwards and review the three concerts. Once again, I'll be going from latest to oldest, so I'm not going to be starting with an Airbourne headlining tour. I'm going to be starting with the Final Frontier tour from Iron Maiden. Now, it was at Capital FM Arena almost 2 years ago now. It doesn't seem 2 years ago, but it was an absolutely amazing show. Probably the best show I've ever been to. Airbourne opened, obviously. That's why I'm reviewing it. So let's look at Airbourne first. They played everything from both their albums. They played No Way But the Hard Way, Running Wild, literally everything, all the way from... I think they might have even played the first song on the first album and the last song of the second album, even. Very good performance from them. It shows that they've got what they can handle the big stages, and there was quite a lot of people there to watch them, which is unusual for opening acts because normally no one's ever there. I'll explain about that in a minute when I've been to see Airbourne headlining tours. Now, the sound quality wasn't the best for Airbourne. Obviously, it was the first stadium tour of the UK, even though it's supported. But still, they're absolutely brilliant. I'd probably have to give them a 9 out of 10. It was probably the worst performance I've ever seen them give on a tour. That's not saying that it was a bad performance. It's just saying that they're not as good as the previous two performances that I've seen them play. Started off with Stand Up for Rock and Roll, which is really unusual because they actually had the second album out by then. Now, obviously, headline act Iron Maiden. Probably the biggest and best metal band that has ever been and ever will be. They are more important than the other two download headliners from this year, Slipknot and Rammstein. They're more important than Metallica, Sabbath, and they are the most constant, amazing band ever. If you've ever seen the live show, you know what I'm on about. If not, just watch something like either Rock in Rio, Death on the Road, Live After Death. Just watch any of their live DVDs and you'll see what I mean. They don't just take the songs to the audience, they take a whole show to the audience. Whole stage set, whole props, backdrops, literally everything. And the bands are the most amazing band that I've ever seen live. Complete sellout within a few minutes. The whole tour was. They actually ended up having to add another London date to it. That's how popular it was. They've mostly played stuff from the latest 4 albums, with the exception of A Matter of Life and Death, because for some reason, back in 2007 when they toured that, it wasn't that popular. Don't know why, because I thought that was a great album, but there you go. I think it's because they played the whole album then. Played all of my favourites. Well, this is probably the one concert I've been to where I've known every single lyric, all the way from start to finish, which is extremely odd, and it left me with very little voice or hearing. I'd have to give Iron Maiden a 10 out of 10. They're completely flawless live. I mean, they've been doing it for well over 30 years now, getting on for more... formed in... 2 years' time will be the 40th anniversary of Iron Maiden. So it just shows how a band can stick together all this time and be absolutely brilliant. Great show. I'd have to rate it overall 10 out of 10. Absolute performance from both bands and probably the best live show that you can ever see.